toast to their career.
The perfect combination, boy.
Hemp hard, legends in the South.
This is sports fans' only home for the hottest sports show around. These guys are on fire.
You're now listening to KJ and Sean Mack. Let's talk some damn sports.
Thanks for tuning in to Sports Fans Only Boxing. C. Anthony back with another video. Today I'm going to discuss the Errol Spence versus Ugas fight. That seems to be what's on deck for Errol Spence. We're going to talk about Ugas. First off, I want to start off by saying, a lot of the Cuban fighters, they get overlooked with their skill levels. I'll talk about, Rigon Diao, Laura, and now Ugas. This is definitely competition for Errol Spence. He's very tough guy. A lot of people, know he's 26 wins, 4 losses, I believe, 12 KOs. Good body puncher. He definitely attacks the liver. Very good stamina, body jab, front foot comes forward. I will say against Sean Porter, I thought that was unanimous decision. Ugas, a lot of people feel that way also, but obviously the judges didn't see it that way. Also in that fight, there was a point where there was a knockdown. I felt it was a knockdown, but it was ruled a slip. So in my opinion, I really think that Ugas did his thing on Sean Porter. That says a lot for his style, his skill level. When I think back, he actually beat Terrence Crawford in the amateurs. I know that's amateurs, and I kind of feel like I haven't heard Crawford say much about his name. Hasn't demanded a Ugas fight. I felt a lot of people, they ducked that guy. He also talked about Keith Thurman back in the past before the Keith Thurman injury. He wanted to smoke with him. Also, up against Errol Spence, I'm going to say this. It's not easy work, but it's going to be a tough job. Like they say, the old cliche, I believe it's style make fights. This could be true. I didn't really understand that term till back in the days when I lost the first bet I placed on boxing. I lost when it was Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield, and older people kept telling me, man, style make fights, you don't know what you're talking about. I really didn't understand. I understand boxing, but this is a case of that right here. So talk about Errol Spence a little bit, then I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it. So styles make fights. Ugas' style is come forward, attack. He's slick, very good counterpuncher, but Errol Spence he's a lot of things being overlooked on him. He's highly rated, but underrated in some things. Errol Spence right now is different. He's not the Errol Spence from 3 years ago. Right now, he can he can actually box you without front foot, putting you on the ropes and trying to just shoot to the body and hurt you that way. He could do you like he did against Garcia. Both of the Garcias, actually, Mikey and Danny. But he can just get on the front foot, subtle head movement, and pick you apart with boxing skills, which he's different than he was. It's kind of like you see him slowly hitting his peak, adding more versatility to his game. So in this fight with Ugas, he only has one chance to win. He definitely can't get on the back foot. If he's on the back foot, trying to counterpunch Errol, it won't work. I think Ugas going against Errol, that's going to be a southpaw. I think a lot of those body punches will be countered over the top with Errol, so that's going to be something to watch also. And another thing I want to say about Errol is Ugas did call him out on this fight. And the way we seem like we kind of get in this fight because of Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has had the belt captive, seemed like for about close to 2 years, maybe over 2 years. He wants to take the McGregor fight, I believe, in July. Excuse me. If I remember correctly, he wants to take that fight in July. So with that being said, I believe that they may and should, and I think they are. They're going to take away that belt. They're going to strip him because you won't be able to go defend against Conor, defend that belt. So that's a good thing because Manny been holding hostage for a while. It's a lot of fights out there with him. Errol wants to fight. Terrence wants to fight also. So that's kind of how we getting this. And this will be a unification. So Errol can pretty much wrap it up. He'll be getting a belt different than most boxing people wanted because I definitely want to see. I like to see him KO Manny Pacquiao. Let's just get it out there. I like to see him just punish him. That's what I really wanted to see. That's what everybody's looking forward to. So we getting the Ugas fight, but definitely can't be overlooked. This is a tough guy, slick style. Errol's just gonna have to decide how he want to do it. Like I said, Errol, he's different now. He's not just gonna walk you down. He gonna get on that front foot a little bit, subtle head movement, give you some jabs. Errol, his counterpunching very overlooked. I would say he's definitely a better counterpuncher. You only get like one shot on Errol because he counters immediately. Doesn't have the best speed, but the way he utilizes his head movement, the sharp pivots on the right foot, the way he kind of pivots kind of quickly, he kind of leaves you still standing looking while he can still counter the left hand. So against Ugas, that's going to be very tough. I also want to say if he can unify and get this, his resume is starting to blow other people's away. And that's like everybody in the division. So I'm starting to see like the momentum with him that he can probably go and not clean out, but he can definitely go into 154, do damage, because now it's not just the opponents, they can't just like say, hey, I got to just work on my defense on the ropes and counter and do this and hold and grab and then pivot him. No, because he can just stand in the middle of the ring now and just clearly box you. Very, very underrated, which if you're an Errol Spence fan, I'm sure you see that. A lot of casual fans, they might not notice that, hey, this guy is more dangerous than most. So in this fight, Errol's I think he's gonna do damage, possible do damage to Ugas to show Terrence Crawford what he couldn't do in the amateurs. Like I said, I know it's amateurs, but a lot of times the same things that happen in the amateurs actually come to fruition in the pros. I'll go back to way back. It was known that Shane Mosley could not beat Vernon Forrest. I think he lost to him 2, maybe 3 times in the amateurs. I was very high on Shane Mosley back in the day, and I kind of overlooked that when he fought Vernon Forrest. I was like, this will be a different fight because that was the amateurs. He got 2 losses. But by the second round, I already saw, okay, he knows everything Shane wants to do. He's taking away Shane's best things, and we saw what happened in that fight. Shane almost had a TKO. The referee kind of let Shane hold on for a little bit, recover, and it turned out to still be not a great fight, but a good fight. So that's one thing I'll say about the styles and the amateur pedigree maybe carrying over. I think if Errol can do damage to Ugas, somebody who Crawford couldn't and still isn't calling out, I think that's going to say a lot. So I think I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to say that I'm going to go unanimous decision, possible TKO, the truth, Errol Spence Jr. It just gets better. I think one step closer to a super fight, maybe with Canelo in the future. So I'm going all the way, Errol the Truth Spence, and I say shouts out to Ugas for stepping to the plate when a lot of people won't. I got to give him credit. I think he beat Sean Porter. Most people think he did. He definitely beat Crawford in the amateurs. So this guy can't be overlooked. A lot of people overlooking Ugas, but like I said, a lot of times the Cuban fighters don't get their shine, their recognition. Classic example, this guy is highly skilled, but I think the one thing a couple things he may lack in this fight against Errol, he doesn't really have the power, I don't think, to really like hurt Errol and stop Errol when Errol flipped the switch, because there will be Errol probably standing in the middle of the ring with him in the beginning of the fight, and then he'll show him how skilled he is at defending and delivering from that position. Then I think he'll flip the switch and possibly walk Ugas down, get a TKO. I'm definitely going unanimous decision, Errol the True Spence. Sports Fan Zone, the C. Anthony, Sean Mack on production. Hit that like button, subscribe if you like the content. Thanks.